Namaste, yogis. Namaste, my beautiful friends. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I am Shelly. Welcome to day 3 of my yoga challenge. The sun is rising in the sky. It is a beautiful morning, and my inspiration for today is Kali. I've been working on her for almost 3 weeks. She is the deity. Ooh, there's a bee friend. She is the deity who is one of the most misunderstood deities. She is not looking as super scary in my picture, but you might see Kali depicted with like severed heads and like a skirt of arms. She actually represents the death of the ego self, but she is amazing and beautiful, and I am in love with her. Today, our practice is an inspired practice called Yoga No Matter What. Do you ever have those mornings where you wake up and you don't feel like doing anything and you're like, oh, I just won't? So let's inspire ourselves to do yoga no matter what our minds are thinking. Taking a moment to ground the four corners of the feet into the earth. And as we root into the earth, rooting the feet into the earth, in Tadasana, allowing yourself to just take a breath into this moment and breathe. Just settling in, rooting into the earth, and taking a big breath into the heart space, expanding the breath in the heart, and allowing it to organically outflow. Long, lengthen inhale into the heart space, growing the heart. Exhaling organically for a Puraka Pranayama, a purifying breath. Long, lengthen inhale into the heart space, beautiful friends. Exhaling. In yoga, keep inflowing. We use pranayama, our breath, and we tie it in, and it really helps us come here to this moment, helps us detach from all of those thinking thoughts and just be here. Bringing the hands in Anjali Mudra, palms, kissing palms to the heart center. And just taking a moment to be, maybe swaying like a tree. I have these beautiful aspen trees in my backyard, and it's been kind of windy off and on. Just being that aspen tree as we're rooted into the earth. Side to side swaying and setting an intention for your practice, an intention for your day. This is my son Jack. I have 3 children. Holding that intention. Setting an intention with yoga no matter what is just a great way, not only for this practice, but for our whole day. So maybe we need to focus today. Or maybe we just need to get grounded. Maybe you've had a crazy weekend and you just need to be present in the moment. So use that breath to anchor you in. Or maybe you just need a little movement in your body. Just set that intention and hold it. I'm really feeling like I'm targeting towards the heart space and the shoulders. That's what's calling me, and some leg. So it sounds good. Just intuitively leading this practice. Anjali Mudra, palms kissing palms. Exhale, diving the hands forward. Inhale, opening up your wings, expanding, opening up that heart, opening up that space, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and really driving the elbows together. Exhale, diving forward, bringing palms, kissing palms. Inhaling, just standing, rising up for some robin's breaths, a beautiful heart opening breath. Exhale, diving and tuning into that breath. And taking 4 of these at your own pace. Breathing in love. Exhaling love. Warming up that spine. Tuning into the breath, to the body. Wonderful work, friends. Letting those thoughts dissipate. Beautiful work. When you're done with your 4th one, just let the hands rest by your side in Tadasana, the mountain. Begin by rolling the shoulders up by the ears, compressing and letting them sink and drop Inhale, rolling up at the shoulder blades. Feeling the rotation. Our shoulders are on this ball and socket joint. And just feeling consciously what this feels like. I remember when I first started yoga, little movements like this, I thought they were silly. Back in the day, I was crazy into CrossFit and boxing, and I thought I always had to like hit it hard or it wouldn't count. It matters. Yoga is amazing. It's not just for the weak. I used to think it was for the weak. Yoga is for strength and now neutralizing and rolling forward. Every pose that we do in yoga is for helping balance, align, and loving our body. And I'm not saying CrossFit and boxing isn't awesome. It's great. And if that's what works for you, that's wonderful. And if you seek yoga on your off days, good job, friend. Exhale, rising the arms up to the sun with the right hand grabbing at the left wrist and pulling and opening up that rib on one side while you're compressing at the opposite side. Taking a big breath here and twisting and opening up the heart. And exhaling. Beautiful work. Inhaling, twisting, and twisting in. So we're just bringing the alignment of our body in. Now opening and twisting out. That feels so amazing. Exhale, twisting in. Exhale, twisting out. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, floating the arms down. Inhale, floating, grabbing the opposite wrist, pulling, opening up that ribs, that heart space, and compressing at one side. The sun is feeling amazing. It was so cold at first, and now it's like feeling so good. Exhale, twisting and opening up. Big breath in and letting it go, and twisting down. Kind of like a little corkscrew. We're opening and closing. Opening and closing. It feels so good. Opening, coming to neutral, allowing the arms to float down. Toe, heel, toe, heel. Toe, heel till your feet are about 3 feet apart, really rooting into the earth. Coming in for a staff of Brahman. This is a beautiful warming pose. I love this. So feeling what it feels like in your knees, bending at the knees here. You can feel what it feels like if it feels better to slightly turn your toes facing the corners of the mat or to face forward, whatever feels best for you and your body. Really grounding those sit bones down as you bend down, turning into the knees if they're going to want to come in or out, keeping them out, slightly tucking at the pelvis. As we exhale, hinging forward at the hips, allowing the arms to come forward, peeking through the hands, exhaling. And envisioning that we're collecting clean and fresh energy here. This is energy or whatever it is, and just collecting that and bringing that up off of the earth. Exhaling, coming forward, looking straight to the hands. Unhinging, rising up and allowing that to rain down. I fell in love with yoga because of these graceful, fun movements. It's kind of like a creative dance that you can use. Or if you want, you can just let that energy rain down and you can create a straight, static, still movement if it feels better for you. Exhaling, bending at the knees, hinging forward at the heart, peeking through the fingertips, shooting off. Maybe there's some gross stuff that you're hanging on to. Maybe you had a yucky experience yesterday or this week, last week, and you just want to let it go. Shooting it out through the sides. Exhaling the arms to a T. And then coming down to the earth here and swaying side to side. Beautiful work here. Inhale, raising up, peeking through the hands. Arms to the T and coming straight up and letting it rain down. Finding a little fluid movement that feels good for you and your body. Beautiful work, friends. One more time. Exhaling, bending the knees, arms to a T. Coming forward. I'm kind of switching it up here, and that's fine. Peeking through, slightly tucking in at that pelvis. Really grounding through the four corners of the feet on the earth. Hinging forward and just swaying side to side, ragdolling here. Inhale, rising up. And letting it rain on down, friends. Wonderful work. This feels so good. Exhaling, that right foot facing forward. And that hind foot just slightly turning in, that foot, the big toe facing the right, the corner of the mat. So being aware if you're facing out or in soft bend to the knee, straightening out that front leg, hands on the hips, hips facing forward, exhaling the hands, diving them, palms kissing palms, opening up at the heart space, heart opener here, exhaling, hinging forward for a pyramid pose. My hind heels wanting to lift off, so still rooting into the earth, keeping a soft bend, but mostly straight knees here. Exhaling at the heart space here, creating a straight back, envisioning there is a board on your back, and your job is to keep that straight, removing any wrinkles from your neck, or if your neck is too extended up. And exhaling, creating energy here. You can really open up the heart space and squeeze the shoulder blades together, taking a deep, beautiful, conscious breath here. Allowing that energy to come up from the earth and pushing it on out. Beautiful work, friends. Inhale, deep breath into that heart space. Take 2 deep breaths. You can do it. Conscious breaths. When we can hold poses longer for just a few seconds, we actually are stretching and expanding our connective tissue, which actually really helps us gain more flexibility, mobility inside of our muscles, deep down. And working past that shake, if your feet are feeling tingly or whatever you're feeling, if you need to float down, you can actually bend the arms here at the elbows. Slowly exhaling, raising up. Beautiful work. Taking that hind foot and turning that foot out, heel toeing. And if you're feeling really wobbly, your feet might be more set up on a tightrope. So put them more on a set of skis, further away. This hind foot is going to face hind foot facing long edge of the mat, short edge of the mat. Soft bend to the knees, straight legs, exhaling the arms to a T, hinging at the hips, allowing the arms to float for Trikonasana, the triangle pose. Shoulders stacking over shoulders, really rooting into the earth through those feet, opening up, creating energy from the sun and letting it beam down. Option to bend here, you can roll the shoulder back. Option, if you want, you can find a little movement here, opening up that shoulder, finding, woo, if it makes you a little wobbly, that's okay. Moving, I like to make little twinkle fingers, or you can roll at the wrist, the geese. I love my backyard, you guys. It is like my favorite place ever. We're actually trying to sell our house right now, and it's gonna sell, but I love this backyard, and I feel like that's why it hasn't sold in almost 3 months, which is freaking crazy here in Fort Collins. It's not meant to be quite yet because I love this backyard. Inhaling, deep breath in. Hand here at the hips, doing a little fun movement, dropping down and feeling what it feels like to open up. Big breath, soft bend to the knees, dropping down at the heart, opening up that heart. So really feeling what that feels like, because naturally our bodies kind of get lazy and they want to curve in, finding that core strength and opening up here and opening up that Trikonasana, exhaling, allowing the arms to come out. Slightly heel toeing this foot, the hind foot, facing that short edge of the mat again. Exhaling, creating that triangle with the legs, hips facing forward, arms to a T, coming forward for a reverse triangle. This one can get a little bit tricky. The goal is to keep the hips facing forward, exhaling, reversing the triangle, really keeping those hips down and reaching that arm up. And if this feels super awkward, which it kind of does for me, you can keep a soft bend here, but reversing the triangle and doing your best not to torque your spine, but we're reversing. So ready? The revolved triangle. T, coming down, revolving that triangle. Taking a big breath into the heart space. Feeling the twist of the spine. These spine twisting poses are really detoxifying for our internal organs. I'm not sure which organs are there, but you can feel them. They're twisting out. You're compressing and expanding the ribs on one side. Big breath into the body. Exhaling the arms to a T, floating, hinging back up. Yay! Exhaling both feet facing forward. Coming in just for a little bit of a break here and hinging forward for a forward fold. Really feeling what it feels like to hinge at the hips. We have a tendency to want to drag with our shoulders. So doing your best to hold your body up and support your body and be kind to this body. Remember, yoga, no matter what, we're doing this yoga even if our minds are saying, no, I don't want to do yoga. If you want to keep a little strength in, you can keep a flat back. You can rolling out at the shoulders a little bit, and you can slowly walk those hands down. You can just take this moment to skate out the legs side to side, or ragdoll back and forth, whatever feels good for you. Just taking a moment here to feel what it feels like. Feel that balance in that body. And turning the opposite foot facing the short edge of the mat for a little transition here. That hind foot, we're gonna heel toe it. That toe facing the opposite corner of the mat. Straightening out the legs, but keeping a soft bend, rooting down the four corners, raising up here. Keeping your hands on your hips, hips facing the short edge of the mat here. Exhaling the arms to a T. Option to bend here, option to bind. Opening up at the heart, lengthening through the spine. So really finding that length through the spine, tucking in at the chin before we begin to hinge. Soft bend to the knees. My knees are trying to lock out here. So I'm gonna just bring this front one in a little bit here. These pants are really baggy, but you want to have a straighter leg. This is the pyramid pose here. That foot facing the corner, exhaling, hinging. Opening up at the heart here, squeezing the shoulder blades together, creating a power line of energy from the tail to the spine. Big, beautiful breath here. Loosening that connective tissue by deepening the breath. Deepening the breath, taking the breath all the way down, down, down to the base of your spine. And letting it go. Breathing a breath up the soles of your feet. Breathing that breath, that energy up the soles of your feet. Being conscious in the moment and letting it go. This is the most peaceful practice, you guys. Most of my kids are asleep and I'm feeling great. Inhaling, beautiful deep breath, holding at the body, feeling strengthened through your core, really squeezing in through the thighs and the glutes. I'm feeling it really in the back of my glute and the calf in front. It feels amazing. Exhale, slowly hinging up here. Hinging that, not hinging, but walking that hind foot out. So this foot is gonna wanna face the long edge of the mat, straightening out those legs for Trikonasana, the triangle pose. Opening up the hips here. So the difference was our hips were forward and now they're open. Opening up like a book. I love books, so opening up, hinging. So feeling what it feels like to hinge and allow that arm to open up for that triangle, Trikonasana. Option to keep a bent arm and feeling what it feels like in that shoulder, keeping that shoulder open. The goal here is shoulders stack over shoulders, creating that these beautiful triangles between our arm. Triangle and triangle. Triangle is the strongest shape, the strongest foundation, shortest point. To me, triangle represents the mind, the body, and the soul. Connecting that breath, expanding the breath, deepening the breath here. And sinking and letting it all go. Breathing a beautiful breath, my friends. And letting it go. Breathing a conscious breath and letting go of your fears and your worries and your doubts. And give yourself permission to be here because you're here. You're here. We don't need to worry about anything while we're here. We're here. We're doing yoga no matter what, friends. No matter what. I know life gets hard and crazy and we get overwhelmed and we think we don't have time. It's so important to make time for yourself. Exhaling the arms straight back up.
That one was so good.
Does it?
I just saw.
Walking that heel and the toe, ooh, wobbly. Oh, that's Jackalooty. That toe again facing that corner of the mat, coming in for that revolved triangle. So repositioning the hips forward. So the biggest one of this pose as we revolve our triangle is soft bend to the knees, but straighter knees, hips forward, and really doing your best when you're in this revolved triangle, arms to a T, and revolving, twisting, and really using that core set of core strength to twist and place, but not torquing that spine. So being conscious and mindful. You can just hands on the hips, mindfully twist, opening up the shoulder to the opposite side. Option to have arm up, or option to keep a soft bend here, revolving the triangle, the top of the spine, twisting out that spine. Beautiful, friends. Big, beautiful breath into the heart space. Ooh, you are strong. I'm feeling a little shake. My legs are like, yeah, we're doing this. We're yogaing no matter what, Shelly. Big breath in. coming back to that intention, our intention for our practice, our intention that we're going to hold with us through the whole day here. Exhale, beautiful breath, being conscious and mindful. If you're shaking, that's okay. Go with the shake. Shake it on out, friends. Slowly exhaling, arms to a T, floating up on both legs forward. Heel toeing, heel toe. Heel toeing back to Tadasana and just feeling. Feel what it feels like. Take a moment. Often when we're doing exercises or training or whatever we're doing, we don't take a moment to just feel. Feel what that feels like inside. I'm feeling warm. I'm feeling a lot of energy cultivating and rushing up and down and feeling wonderful. How are you feeling? Just give yourself love for whatever it is that you're feeling here. As we're rooted into the earth here with our feet, choosing for your favorite tree pose. Actually, we're going to make this a fun walking variation. So our tree, I'll just show you, is going to be rooting into the earth with one foot, really finding that length through that leg, soft bend to the knee, being aware of that hips falling out, finding length through the spine. Option to kickstand, option to come up onto the calf, just being leery, you're bypassing your joints. Option to come all the way up, finding length through the spine, growing up at your tree, keeping that leg tucked out, and finding that length. So walking tree, my friends, if you haven't followed me before, is going to look like this. So find wherever you want to plant your foot. Hands to heart center, exhaling slowly and mindfully, walking your tree, planting that foot, being mindful. Taking it slow and steady. And maybe pushing yourself to go a little bit higher, if that feels okay. Just taking a breath here. Growing up at your tree. Giving gratitude for this beautiful day. I'm so grateful for today. It's so beautiful, my beautiful backyard. Taking a moment to be grateful for the small things, that we take for granted. And being okay if you're feeling wobbly. We all get wobbly. And now, stepping back, mindfully, this is where it can get a little tricky, finding that strength, really coursing that core strength. Wherever you are, being okay with that. This is your practice. This is your home practice. Home practice. I love home practice. Woo! I love getting into the studio, but I also love home practice. It is what anchors us in and helps us do yoga no matter what. Just giving gratitude for the sun and the sky in the summertime. Summer's still here, but it's winding down. Just giving gratitude. Before I know it, we know it, in Colorado, it's going to be like crazy snow, and it's going to be wacky bananas. Just breathing here. Good job. Whenever you're done, meet me back in that Tadasana and feel what it feels like in your body. Hinging forward at the hips, coming for Uttasana, a forward fold, and however it looks for you, just crouching down into a little froggy, or however it looks to come down, and giving yourself a little huggy, a little huggeroni. Just giving yourself love, and slowly making yourself to seated. As we are in the seated, just taking a moment to soak up this beautiful sun, and slowly and mindfully allowing that back to come on down to the earth. And bringing those knees up to the chest, giving yourself a hug, Apanasana, a double wind reliever. Oh my goodness, the sky is incredible. Massaging the back side to side. Exhaling the arms to a T and twisting at one side here, giving yourself love. If that hip is popping off, you can always put a blanket or a pillow underneath the knees. Inhaling knees to neutral. Exhaling to the opposite side here. Taking a moment to cool it down. Inhaling the knees up. Exhaling both legs long for our final pose of Surrender Savasana. Allowing yourself to hold that intention and find a little stillness here. Just scanning up what it looks like to relax here. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm grateful for this practice. And if you can take the next minute or two to just surrender and let go before you start your busy day. Thank you so much for showing up for this practice. And I'm very excited for this yoga challenge, my beautiful friends. Namaste.